There was something magical about watching Steve Nash and Jason Kidd on the fast break. Both illustrious playmakers made their impact on the game of basketball by carving up defenders with crisp passes to set up their teammates. Undoubtedly two of the greatest point guards to ever play in the NBA, they starred during the early 21st century. Nash did so by winning back-to-back MVPs, and Jason Kidd led lowly Nets teams to the NBA Finals before finally winning a coveted championship at the back end of his career. For all the similarities between the pair, they do have their differences, so when comparing the pair, who wins the argument as the better player? We broke the argument down into 5 different categories. Those were post-season success, offensive capabilities, defensive capabilities, their best moment, and the awards they won throughout their career. When it came to the postseason, Jason Kidd gains the edge here. Nash was never able to advance to the NBA Finals in his career, largely due to the annual roadblock they faced in what was the San Antonio Spurs. Kidd, however, managed to drag a crummy Nets supporting cast to back-to-back Finals appearances and won a championship late in his career with Dallas as their starting point guard in 2011. Offensively, it's fair to say that Kidd and Nash had different strengths. Kidd was able to get triple-doubles in his sleep. He currently sits third all-time with 107 in his career. He copped a lot of flack for his poor jump shot early in his career, but he developed into a decent shooter later on, especially in his second stint with the Mavericks. It isn't fair to compare him to Steve Nash when it comes to shooting. Even Jason Kidd's best single-season percentages aren't as good as Nash's career numbers from the floor, three-point land and the free throw line. Steve Nash is the godfather of the 50-40-90 club, and the Canadian easily wins this round. If Nash hands down wins the offensive debate, then Jason Kidd surely wins the defensive one. Kidd made 4 all-defensive first teams in his career, 9 all-defensive teams overall, while Nash didn't appear in 1. Nash's career tally of under 900 steals can't compare to Kidd's tally of over 2,600, which is second only to John Stockton. While Steve Nash's most iconic moment came when he played through a bloody, disfigured, broken nose against the Spurs in the 07 playoffs, he had a finer moment in his career. After scoring a career-high 48 points in Game 4 of the West Semis against Dallas, he followed that up with a triple-double in Game 5. Entering Game 6, his Suns held a 3-2 advantage, and as they looked to close out the series, Nash hit a huge clutch shot to force overtime. He finished that game with 39 points, 12 assists and 9 rebounds, advancing to the West Finals for the second time in his career. With an NBA Finals appearance on the line, Jason Kidd's finest moment came in the East Finals of 2002 against the Boston Celtics. Up 3-2 heading into Game 6, the Nets were desperate to end the series, and behind 15 points, 13 rebounds and 13 assists from Jason Kidd, that's exactly what they did. Kidd averaged a triple-double for the 6-game series, and with an uninspiring supporting cast, helped the New Jersey Nets reach the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. It's tough to compare which performance was better, but I'm giving Nash the edge just slightly. Copious clutch buckets and a career high in the playoffs, that's going to get my vote. 2 MVP awards for Nash are tough to mount a case against. Kidd did have a slight advantage in All-Star appearances, 10-8, and he finished second in MVP voting to Tim Duncan in 2002. Both he and Nash led the league in assists 5 times as well, but at the end of the day, winning back-to-back MVPs in 05 and 06 gives Nash the advantage in this category. So time for the final verdict. Who was the better player? Offensively and defensively, we have clear winners, and both guys elevated their games to another level in the postseason. Nash was the league's Steph Curry before we even knew who Steph Curry was, exciting fans on a nightly basis with dazzling offensive plays that saw him capture dual MVPs. But at the end of the day, Jason Kidd had more team success. While you can attribute his championship to hitching a ride on Dirk Nowitzki's coattails at the back end of his career, Kidd did lead the average Nets teams all the way to the NBA Finals, twice, while Nash failed to make the finals once. It's close and it's tough, but Kidd's offensive shortcomings don't detract from his overall talent and success throughout his career. Do you agree with the Fresh Sports verdict, or was the other player more deserving? Either way, if you like what you saw, be sure to hit the thumbs up button to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting content. You can also find the article on the Sports by Fry blog site by hitting this link.